I want you to imagine, just for a second, a reality where Earth is, well, essentially an active battleground.
Right, a battleground, but also sort of a cosmic observation deck.
Exactly. An observation deck for over 34 different interdimensional and extraterrestrial species.
Yeah.
And the absolute best part of this reality, the key to intergalactic diplomacy, is basically just a trip to your local bakery.
It is so wildly specific, isn't it? And honestly, welcome to today's deep dive, everyone. Our mission today is to map out this incredibly intricate cosmic ecosystem.
Yeah, and to give you some context on where we're getting this, the sources on the table today are transcripts from a YouTube channel called POT of Goldie.
Right, which features a man named Ray Candage.
Yes, Ray Candage. And what we are going to do is dive into this deeply detailed framework he describes. We're talking generational family lore, a massive taxonomy of alien beings, and an impending planetary ascension.
But I think before we jump completely into the deep end, we need to frame this properly for you. This isn't just a random list of alien encounters. We are looking at a highly structured worldview. It's a complex narrative detailing a massive cosmic struggle between protectors and conquerors.
And it's not some recent internet invention either. This is a 50-year legacy of contact.
Right, half a century.
It actually began with Ray's grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And the visual here is just, it's amazing. His grandfather was a Yugoslavian lumberjack.
A lumberjack.
Yeah. And the story goes that he would be out in the woods, taking a break, and he would routinely share his sandwiches with a 12-inch dwarf.
Just the tiny guy who would wander out of the tree line.
Literally just splitting a ham sandwich with a dwarf in the woods. And that relationship was passed down. It went to his father, Rudy, and now it rests with Ray.
Who the beings affectionately call Raymond, which I love.
Oh, the Raymond thing is so endearing.
Yeah.
But to really understand this universe, we first need to meet the key players.
And there are so many of them. The sheer variety of beings across different dimensions and galaxies in these sources is staggering.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, Ray lists some wildly striking species. For instance, he describes these telepathic cyclops entities.
Oh, right. The ones that are like 8 to 10 feet tall.
Yeah, 8 to 10 feet tall, and they fly around in these glowing orange egg-shaped crafts.
Which is such a vivid image. And then you have the beings from the 15th dimension.
The Mon people.
Yes, the Mon people. They supposedly have 7 fingers with these little suction cups on them.
And we can't forget how they travel. They fly in saucers shaped exactly like giant birthday cakes.
A birthday cake saucer. I mean, if a 15th dimensional object intersected with our 3D space, I guess our limited brains might just process it as a tiered birthday cake, you know?
That's actually a really good point. It's like an optical illusion. Oh, and then there are the frog people.
Right, the subterranean ones.
Yeah, they apparently have these shell-like hands to work the soil deep underneath our mountain ranges. And then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have the angel Catherine.
Who is described with this intense blue glow.
Exactly. But amidst all of these incredible entities, Ray has his favorites. He actually calls them his Fab Four.
Like a cosmic boy band.
Literally. So the Fab Four. First, you have these tiny 3-inch humanoids.
Oh, the ones that make the crop circles.
Yes. They buzz around his head, float on his shoulders, shouting Raymond, and they can carve out a massive crop circle in like 7 to 10 seconds.
Which implies they have to be manipulating microgravity or something, right? They aren't just pushing wheat down with physical force.
Definitely not.
Right.
Then the second group in the Fab Four are the Zero-Os.
Those are the grays, right?
Yeah, grays and silver suits. And then the third group is just, well, they're the elephant people.
10 feet tall, highly intelligent.
And wearing dark jumpsuits with red pyramid patches.
The uniform detail is what gets me. It implies a whole structured military-style organization.
Totally. And the final member of the Fab Four are the Nards. And this one is super creepy to me.
Because they look entirely human, except for one thing.
Their eyes never blink. Ever.
Which is physically impossible for a carbon-based organic eye.
Right. Corneas need lubrication. So if they aren't blinking, it's like they're wearing a synthetic avatar suit to interact with Ray.
Which completely fails the Uncanny Valley test, by the way.
Oh, 100%. But, okay, let's step back for a second. We've got ghost-like glowing angels, giant elephant people, unblinking synthetics. It's like a hyper-detailed sci-fi cantina scene.
It really is.
My pushback here is, with so many wildly different beings, how does anyone keep track? And more importantly, why are they all here on Earth?
That is the big question. And the internal logic of these sources actually gives us a very specific answer to that.
Okay, lay it on me.
Earth is framed essentially as a crucial testing ground, or really a vital genetic repository.
A genetic repository, like a seed bank.
Exactly. In Ray's account, human DNA is absolutely essential to these advanced beings. They rely on it. It makes us an incredibly important species in the galactic ecosystem.
So we aren't just random bystanders. We're a commodity.
We are the prize. And, wherever there is a valuable resource, you're going to have conflict.
Right, which pivots us perfectly into the next part of this deep dive.
Yeah.
Because where there are protectors, there must be antagonists.
The bad guys.
Exactly. The sources are super clear about this. There is a rigid east and west, good versus evil dynamic.
And Ray actually calls the main threats the bad four.
Which is so ominous.
Yep.
And their descriptions are terrifying. First, you have the snake people.
With the actual snake wraps built into their heads.
Yeah, organic snake wraps on their heads
Yeah.
and these glowing purple eyes. And then you have the spacesuit people.
Who fly the boomerang crafts.
Right. And their motivation is just so blunt. The lore literally just says they don't like humans.
They just despise us.
Yeah. But it gets physical, too. Like
Yeah.
with the tall praying mantis people.
Oh, that story is harrowing.
Ray shares an anecdote from when he was 12 years old. He and his father were confronted by these giant insect beings. And the mantis actually physically pushed Ray's dad.
Pushed him into a metal contraption, I believe.
Yes. And 12-year-old Ray actually kicked this giant alien insect in the shin.
The audacity of a middle schooler kicking an alien insect is amazing. But then you have the ultimate threat, the Hydrodraco reptilians.
The shapeshifters.
Right. And the physical violation they represent is extreme. Ray claims one of them stuck its entire arm right through his father's torso.
Just phase shifted right through solid carbon matter. It's terrifying. But, amidst all these horrifying space monsters, the sources introduced this total wild card.
Oh, you mean Neil?
Yes, Neil.
Neil is such a fascinating disruption to all this lore.
It's hilarious. You've got interdimensional reptiles and 15th dimensional energy beings, and then you just have Neil, a human time traveler from the year 2035.
Who flies around in a triangle craft.
Right, and he came back to our present timeline looking for spare body parts.
Because of a DNA mess-up in his future, apparently.
It's like an IT guy trying to patch a genetic bug from a decade in the future.
But notice the pattern here for the listener. Think about the bad four we just discussed.
The snakes, the bugs, the reptiles.
Exactly. The bad beings in this framework perfectly correlate with primal human fears. Snakes, insectoid predators, reptilian monsters.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Whereas the good beings are often described as angelic or mammalian like the elephants or childlike like the tiny crump circle makers.
That is a really sharp psychological observation. So we've got this massive, terrifying cosmic ecosystem. 15th dimensional beings, giant insects, time travelers.
Right.
So how does a human actually interact with them? How do you sit down and negotiate with a telepathic giant?
This is honestly my favorite detail in the entire source material.
It's the most surprising part. The universal currency of peace in Ray's narrative is bread.
Literally just loaves of bread.
Yes. And it started with an accident. Ray's father had groceries on him during an encounter, and the beings just took his bread.
And it established a protocol.
So now Ray brings exactly 7 loaves of bread to his diplomatic meetings, except for one group.
The unblinking Nardies.
Yes. The Nardies specifically changed the diplomatic menu. They demand a dozen donuts instead of bread.
Which is just an incredible image.
But, okay, let's unpack this for a second. We have 15th dimensional beings who fly across galaxies and manipulate microgravity. Why are they completely obsessed with human carbohydrates?
It does seem a bit absurd on the surface.
Right. Why does a mundane, everyday item play such a massive role in a grand cosmic story? Is there some enzyme in sourdough they need?
Well, I don't think it's biological at all. I think it's about the concept of an offering. It grounds the extraordinary in the ordinary.
Oh, that makes sense.
Think about human anthropology. Breaking bread is the most ancient symbol of peace and hospitality we have.
True.
In a narrative that is filled with overwhelming cosmic power giant telepathic cyclopses and phase-shifting reptiles, the detail of buying 7 loaves of bread gives the human contactee a sense of agency.
It scales the madness down to something you can control. I can't control a laser beam, but I can control a trip to the bakery.
Exactly. It makes the incomprehensible neighborly.
That's a beautiful way to put it. But as charming as bakery diplomacy is, we really have to look at the plot of this universe.
Because the stakes are incredibly high.
Right. We know the players, but what is the grand cosmic war actually about?
It centers entirely on human evolution, or rather, the suppression of it.
Yes. The sources say that the reptilians and the Orion Greys had this long-term agenda. They wanted to lower the frequency of Earth, the Moon, and Mars.
So humans essentially couldn't spiritually or biologically evolve.
Exactly. They put up this invisible barrier, referred to as the fence, and their ultimate goal, to turn the entire Milky Way into reptilians.
Which is a terrifying concept. A localized galactic frequency prison.
But the turning point, the climax of this massive war, happened in 2011.
Right here on Earth.
Right. An allied faction known as the Adram Council, teaming up with good, vegetarian reptilians called the Prawns.
Which is a great detail, vegetarian reptile.
I know. They teamed up and shot a sonic blast weapon. And this blast specifically targeted and blew up the bad reptilian bases deep underground.
And that explosion is what manifested as the 5.0 magnitude earthquake in 2011.
Yes. The shockwave dropped the fence.
This specific part of the narrative is so revealing because it directly mirrors very real-world feelings.
Like what?
Like the feeling of being controlled by unseen forces. So many people have this vague anxiety that something invisible, the economy, algorithms, shadow governments, is keeping them stuck.
Oh, wow, yes. A literal invisible fence keeping us from our potential.
Exactly. And this overarching story offers a profoundly comforting resolution to that anxiety. It asserts that the bad guys have already been defeated behind the scenes.
A war is already won.
Right, and protectors are currently stationed underground and up in the sky, making sure humanity is safe.
And because that fence is down, we get to the end game of Ray's sources, the ascension.
The physical and indimensional shift.
Earth is apparently transitioning right now from a 3D carbon-based reality into a 4D and 5D crystal liquid state.
Crystal liquid biology.
Yeah, and it's promising this incredible future, a utopia entirely free of disease and poverty, where we work side by side with these star people.
But the human biology part is the wildest upgrade.
It really is. The sources claim that humans will physically grow to match our cosmic neighbors. Women will reportedly grow to be 7'4".
And permanently appear 25 years old, right?
Yes. And men will grow to 8'4" and permanently appear 35.
It's basically the ultimate transhumanist dream, but achieved through dimensional physics instead of technology.
It is. I mean, an 8'4" crystal liquid human, it's wild to picture. But bringing this all together, this deep dive really isn't just about listing alien species, is it?
No, not at all. When you synthesize all of this, the transcripts, the 50-year legacy, the bread, it's actually a deeply detailed framework of hope.
It really insists that humans are significant in a vast, scary universe.
Exactly. It takes the cold, indifferent cosmos and says, no, you are fiercely protected, your biology is coveted, you matter.
Which is actually a really beautiful sentiment underneath all these shape-shifting reptiles and unblinking synthetics.
It is. And I want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought to mull over today.
Go for it.
Throughout human history, from the ancient pantheons of gods and tricksters all the way to Ray's modern catalog of 34 interdimensional species, humans have always categorized the unknown into protectors and threats.
We have to organize the shadows, right?
Exactly. So my question for you is this. If you were to encounter an advanced intelligence from the stars tomorrow, how would you process it? Would you view them through the fearful lens of our ancient myths or modern sci-fi movies? Or would you just see them as neighbors who might simply want to share a loaf of bread?
That is a perfect question to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll catch you next time.